Hi everybody. This is my model or demonstration on how to make a personal connection to a text, which is what you're being asked to do for your BookCube side today. The book that I've read is Deanie by Judy Blume, and I actually read this when I was in year 5 or 6, and I've read it again now because my Sophie borrowed it from her school library. In it, my personal connection that I make with the character is that she has a major medical condition in this story. She's growing up, going through puberty, and they discover that she's got a curved back, so she has to wear a brace on her back. And so, of course, she's dreadfully embarrassed and annoyed and frustrated and angry about all of that. And my personal connection with that is that when I was at school, I had asthma from a very young age, and when I was at primary school there was only me and one other child that I know of that suffered from asthma in those days. It's become more common now. And I never told anybody, and I still don't actually, I pretty much keep it to myself, that I have suffered from asthma all of my life. I take medication, actually, I've got it in my bedside drawer here. I take medication daily, and I have since I was probably about 2 years old. So each morning before I went to school, I used to have a nebulizer on and a face mask and breathe in some medication so that I could breathe properly. And it was always something that I kind of just kept a secret because I was a bit embarrassed about it. And so when I read about the girl in here also suffering from a medical condition, I related to her sense of embarrassment and frustration. The other thing that happened, and I will take a photo of what I've written about my next personal connection and put it up for you to have a look at. My other personal connection is that also in this story, because this girl has a back brace, there's certain clothes that she can and can't wear, and she has an argument with her mother about clothing. And I remember something similar happening to me when I must have been about 12 or 13, and I wanted to wear bubblegum jeans, with the latest jeans that you could buy from Fabergé, and I wanted to wear them to a family get-together that was quite important, but my mother insisted that I wore a dress. And that was an age where I hated dresses. There was no, because I was a bit of a tomboy, there was no way you were going to get me into a dress. So I had a massive argument with my mum and refused to go and all of that type of thing. And so when this girl's arguing with her mum over clothing, I'm like, I've been through that. I know exactly what that feels like. And the sense of frustration that I wasn't allowed to make my own decisions about what I was actually putting on as my own clothing. I think that was the main thing that annoyed me at the time. It was 40 years ago, so it was a fair while ago, but it's still stuck in my memory. And that is my second personal connection to what happened in this book. I'm going to take a photo. I've written down my second personal connection, and I'll take a photo of it and put it on Dojo. It's an exemplar or an example to you about what I'm expecting from you when you're writing your personal connections.